how pop culture
I
shifted.
think what's interesting too, kind of about your path, is that a lot of the people who, you know what I was thinking? Friday's a lot like 9/11. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. It's because everybody
Welcome to the
remembers
H3
where they
Podcast.
were. I remember where I was in my life during
do
the
remember
Friday
where I
thing.
was.
I remember.
In Israel.
That it might even be more 9/11 than 9/11, if I'm
Oh
being
my
honest.
God.
Okay.
I was in Israel,
Okay.
and you know, it was like such a huge moment. What, Dan?
I just had to jump in and say I remember exactly where
It's
I was.
everybody remembers.
Same as that is to say,
Yeah.
I actually do.
Wow.
I was in college. I was in a set building class, and a friend of mine walked up to me and was like, "Hey, you seen this?" And yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Everybody's saying same.
See, what's insane is like my girlfriend that I've been dating for the last year was so unaware of Friday. She lived in Paris
Wow.
at the time.
Wow.
And
Okay,
like,
Paris vibes.
I know. But she was like so unaware of anything that had happened and like knew of my name because we had found mutual friends and all of that. But yeah, I unfortunately like came to a point where I was like, I feel like I have to make you watch this to like get the full picture of what's going on here.
Was it kind of nice, I guess, that she doesn't know?
I don't really
Maybe.
care.
You
I mean,
didn't care.
as long as you're not like a dick to me about it, I like, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, but my point, I guess, was that we all remember where we were.
That is really true.
I was working.
Yeah.
This is before I had a career. Before I
Pre-YouTube.
even wanted to be on YouTube or make a
Yeah.
YouTube, or even kind of when I was still learning about what YouTube was.
Right.
That was when Friday hit. And I think a lot of the people who were younger at that time and saw that go down and participated in all this Friday mania, and now seeing you grown up and hearing about your experience, now I feel like a lot of people have like are now rooting for you and wanting to support you as a result of realizing how fucked up that situation was, and then coming out and seeing that you weren't like defeated by that. I think a lot of people want to support that, myself included. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really sweet. And
Everyone's had a lot of time to mature and then realize, oh, that was so crazy and fucked
well,
up.
shit's gotten like worse in the world. I mean, shit was probably really bad in 2011 too, but like there's bigger fish to fry. But then again, I still see it like all the time. The internet, which even this was the case when I was a kid, is I would like some of the tweets I remember so specifically that I would get that were like the grossest, like meanest thing.
Like what, if you remember them?
Oh, just stuff that was like, you should kill yourself, you ugly bitch. Like,
Yeah, that hurt.
we're coming from people who had like, I'm an anti-bullying advocate like, in their bio on Twitter.
Wow.
And I still see that shit all over the place with like these
Yeah.
young girls and kids who get online and are just like, I mean, I have an almost 8-year-old sister, and like I see her on TikTok every day, just like using it, like watching shit, and I'm like, please, like stay like safe and pure and like all of that, because people are ruthless still, you know?
Well, what's your advice to kids as someone who's been through probably the most crazy experience on social media? How do you survive that? Like, how do you keep sane through all that?
Well, if you're dealing, I mean, I guess my advice would more so be to like adults than to kids, because to me, kids like should not be the ones in charge of like, you know, not getting bad comments or hate given towards them or inappropriate comments. If you're a kid and like you're dealing with things that feel really difficult, like you shouldn't be. That wasn't the most eloquent way to say that, but like if you're getting hateful comments online or things said about you, like, one, that's not just something that you have to deal with as like a kid or that you deserve to deal with. You deserve to be able to have like a creative output and a creative outlet and to be safe. You know, you don't have to earn that as a child. I think more so my advice would be to parents of like, I see so many parents nowadays kind of like their big way of dealing with the internet with their kids is like, don't look at it. Like, you're not allowed to have it. And like, you're not allowed to do any of this. And no, which I understand, but kids are going to find their way on it. Like, I wish I saw more parents like actually taking the time to like be just aware of like what even like actually TikTok is, or like what actually goes down, or like talk to your kid like in a way that's not judgmental or like condescending about what they're watching or intaking. Just be aware so that your kid feels like they can come to you if something goes wrong. You know, that was always like the thing that really helped me, was at least I could come to my parents and like, and my mom specifically, and just be like, I am so confused and lost. And you know, she could just support me through that. And like, I don't know. But
we have 2 young boys, so this is actually something I've always been wondering, or I've been thinking about a lot as they get older, and the social media thing becomes inevitable.
Yeah.
But I think that's really good advice, because it's like abstinence only education. I mean, you're not going to keep them off.
Yeah.
And
I was a kid in a situation where my dad just didn't let me do anything.
Really?
Like just nothing. So I hated that, you know. So I know
really
how that
fucked her up,
feels.
too.
Really?
And that's not
She's
healthy
super
in any way.
dysfunctional.
Yeah. Well, did you go
really
and
bad.
find it elsewhere anyway, or no?
Yes, I did. But if not at that moment, then you do it later, which is also like just annoying, because you don't get to do it with your friends when they're doing it.
Well, and
you know?
like,
it's just isolating.
yeah, and it's so, I don't know. I just think it's really backwards. And then again, I'm not a parent, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But like, to see it, any like way of progress moving in terms of like, well, we can't allow the children to be a part of this because it's the children that are online that are the problem. No, it's the inappropriate people that are online, and the hateful people, or the people who use the internet as like some weird anonymous outlet to say shit to get through their own life. Like that's the issue. So why aren't we doing something about that?
I think that's the best advice. If a parent can like go spend time on the app, see what it is, and creating like an open door, a judgmental door, judgment-free door for their kids is definitely, I think, the best. The best.
I don't know. We're all also like watching this go down. So who knows?